would like to call to the stage at this time one of the greatest, one of the greatest, one of the greatest,
yeah,
one of the greatest.
I could reminisce off this. I could reminisce off this. Sounds so.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to ndhdstudios. Studios. Me and my brother Death Star, Death Fro. So many epic titles for this man. We will be discussing how video games have had such an integral part of our lives. From very little back in the 80s, our first experiences with video games in the arcade setting to the home console. So if this video has any value, has any kind of entertainment for you and yours, share, please subscribe. We invite all, and hit the notification because, like I said, it's going to be several parts. So please comment if you can relate to what we're going through and what we've been through. Thanks, y'all.
Arcade. Man, went to that arcade. I lost my mind. That was the club for children. For if you was 8 all the way to 16, that was your club. You got there, you hung out with your friends, you listened to loud music, you danced. I mean, you did.
Would you say like an early Magic City or something like that?
As early as a Magic City as you can get. The same lighting.
That's my adult freakiness.
The same lighting.
Trying to destroy. But, let's keep it pure. Okay, let me keep it pure.
Well, because you know that type of stuff at that point, man. Once gaming was about, man, those arcades, man, you wasn't really paying attention to even if the girl that you liked showed up. You know, you wasn't really paying attention to all that. You could miss her. Yeah, you could miss her because it wasn't great lighting. That's why I was like, it's like a club.
Yeah.
It wasn't great lighting. You went in there and oh my goodness, the games that we ran across in there, the Street Fighter 1, the which was, oh my god, it was so hard to play. So many
Street Fighter 1. What else was on that level?
It was a whole bunch of games, man.
But but my arcade.
Space Harrier.
I guess okay. I had the. No, I had the laundromat. I had the laundromat with Miss Pac-Man, and then like I said, the pizzeria, with that one game, and then POW, that war game, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got close to completing the first stage. But then the arcade for me, and what stuck out to me in the arcade when I actually got into an arcade at Willowbrook Mall, in Jersey still, was Paperboy. And Paperboy, like that carried on throughout my arcade experience, and that was like really one of the games that I excelled at. Like,
yeah, Paperboy was there.
That was it.
It was trying to think. It was so many Burnout and so many other racing games.
I'm trying to think.
Stuff that you could get on
It was Paperboy, but
motorcycle.
I'm trying to think, was Alter Beast there?
Alter Beast.
That was there at the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alter Beast. Oh,
and Shinobi.
Shinobi.
I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself or what.
Ninja Gaiden.
I don't know. I think maybe my introduction. I don't know if it was the arcade first or Sega. Not Genesis, the first Sega.
The regular Sega.
Yeah. I think that might have been the introduction to Shinobi, and I thought Shinobi was out. Like,
I think Shinobi was out on the.
Shinobi, like,
that was an arcade first, or did you? You're saying your first experience?
Yeah,
was
my
on
first
the
experience might have been in the console.
Okay.
Because I had a neighbor, and we used to go to his house in the morning before school. Like, he's one of those older guys, like just like one of those guys like you just wanted to hang out with because he had the fly car and everything. He had like I want to say it was like a Camaro or something back then in the 80s.
Yeah.
And like going to school blasting Run DMC. Well, but anyway, he had the Sega, and that was everything. Like he was the richest person I knew. Like, and I wanted that. But Shinobi was, I don't know how Shinobi hits you, but Shinobi was like a sophisticated vibe as far as a video game. Like
It was.
Like I mean,
It was.
like the Marilyn Monroe. Like there's something about like that. I wonder what made them go with that.
It was definitely very different and
What's the artist's name? Oh my god.
from the music to
The artist who had the and he's with Basquiat and all that. Oh, what's his name? With the white hair. Oh, what's that guy's name? Okay, I'll put it on the screen. When I figure it out, I'll put it on the screen. I'm not gonna waste any time.
Yeah.
But I believe it's from that artist that they put the Marilyn Monroe up there, the kind of mural or whatever it was.
yeah, it was
That was a dope touch. I don't know that.
Yeah, it was definitely a sleek game. I liked that one. I was but it wasn't. Now, one thing about Shinobi, it wasn't as much as people talk about it. It was not in all the arcades I went to. It was maybe one Shinobi in there, and it was like it wasn't like it was at all of the arcades. Like Shinobi was never like, oh, you see a Shinobi over here and it's gonna be at this arcade. You go over here at this arcade, it's gonna be over there. It was maybe at like out of the 5 arcades that was close to us, it was maybe at one. And I mean people played it, people was playing it, but I don't think like it got the traction that Ninja Gaiden got.
Yeah, I mean,
Ninja Gaiden.
I don't know. I have my own opinion. Like maybe it was too sophisticated.
I think so.
Because I mean,
I'm just saying there was a lot of people around, and it was a lot more Ninja Gaiden machines in these arcades.
Yeah, Ninja
versus versus Shinobi. I think Shinobi, like I said, maybe 2 out of the close arcades that was close to us in where we grew up at.
Oh yeah, let me take nothing away from Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden was serious. Ninja Gaiden.
The arcade, the real arcade. The real arcade.
Yeah.
The one in the arcade was excellent. That was
And we'll speak more on like the differences, like when they had different
console versions.
Yeah, console versions were weird. Like console versions, like they kind of like really
back then. Console versions
deflated the enthusiasm of.
They put arcade on there as a selling point for you to grab it, because it was definitely, a lot of them were not. The closest I think that they had was at that time was Contra. Contra was like one of the ones that was like, it was closer to, they wasn't as tall and big as they were on the arcade version, but I mean it was the same. It was close to the same game. But I remember RoboCop, Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles was in the bowling alley. That was serious.
Yeah, that Ninja Turtle game and RoboCop, man. Oh my god.
Man, I mean, we cared more about playing that game, Ninja Turtles, than bowling. Like,
oh yeah,
we didn't go there to bowl. We went there to play the game.
Yeah, after you, that was one of the things that you did. If you had a good arcade at the bowling ring, what you would do at the bowling alley, once you go ahead and make your strike or make your gutter ball, you hurried up and went over to the machine. Yeah. You try to hurry up and go over to the arcade section.
And by the way, we got to speak about while we're talking about this. Like, we just, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, and we're just telling our particular story on just the introduction into, the game, and like it was a big part of our lives, our childhood, and so forth. For me, it kind of died down at a certain point, but at one, like as a child, it was very, very big, and it was big, but it was extremely humble. Like didn't have everything. Wasn't one of the kids that had the every console, Neo Geos, and we had our high and low points, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't until I could really, um, start like get money on my own to where I could get like a real console and whatnot. Wasn't always the most legal route to getting something, but
We
hey,
won't go into all that.
just being honest, you know what I'm saying?
We'll go into all
Oh,
that.
that's
but-
way in the past. Like if you can.
But your first console,
Oh, we gotta go. Like we definitely got ahead. My first was like, okay, my grandfather was a garbage man, like the show Rock. If anybody knows
remembers that show.
yeah, remembers that show from the '90s. My grandfather was a garbage man, and
Right.
everything we had throughout our house was out of the trash. The only thing that we purchased new was like underwear and stuff. But anyway, first game console was in television, and it was out of the trash. And the only game I could remember that I had that barely worked, like the console barely worked with the television that was also from the trash, the black and white television, was Donkey Kong.
Right.
Yeah, and when it actually worked, it was amazing. But never really got anything out of that, really, anything substantial to speak about. But that was the first console that I was introduced to with the car phone looking controllers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it
that
even had
looked-
the coil type.
Yeah, it had that.
Like this, if
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah, it had that. That was. They were terrible.
Yeah.
That was utterly. Oh my god.
And then this is like weird. Like I had a cousin that stayed not too far from me, and he had something. I want to say it was like you talking about like obscure as far as a system. It was like I want to say Armada. You ever heard of something like that?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Armada, and they had these little space games, and they had something like, but I think it was like really generic. I think it might have been like knockoffs of actual games like Pong and different things like that. Maybe like something that copied to try to mimic Galaga and stuff like that. But I think it was called the Armada system.
Because I think there's a whole bunch of history with that. I think of which came first. Was it the ColecoVision and all of the other
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
something
ColecoVision. I want to. What weren't they associated with Intellivision? Kind of like
right.
the,
At the far as I remember, I
kind of like Nintendo with Famicom.
right. It was a whole bunch that were right behind each other, and seemed like they were making bootleg versions of another bootleg version of another bootleg version.
Yeah.
And they were.
Just trying to jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah, the very first consoles that were pretty trash.
Yeah.
Which is exactly where your grandfather found it.
Yeah. Exactly. But then my cousin. That's one thing I'm not really clear on. Like my memory kind of fails me at points, but I don't know if I actually had an Atari 610. I believe I did have an Atari out of the trash as well. I know my cousin had one, 2600, I believe. And I just know we had Pac-Man, we had Galaga, and we had I had Pit. Yeah, I believe I did have one because I had Pitfall, that old Pitfall,
Right.
and Centipede.
Now Centipede
And I
is
think
always
that was it. Oh, and then I had
good.
that Superman was horrible. Superman, man, I think we had Indiana Jones.
I was about to say we had the Indiana Jones.
That was bad. That was so bad on the Atari. Like, I mean, these kids do not
So that's the stuff I'm talking about. I could never go back to.
Yeah, these kids don't know how good they have it.
Yeah, that is stuff I can. Being there, playing it on your phone and laughing about it. That's one thing, and you have great games to go to. But when that's all you have,
Ooh,
and it's
stuck with
bad.
that. Yeah.
For then, that's how you know something's bad. Because even when something was back then and it was bad, That's
I,
wow.
I spoke about this before, but like I kind of felt a little deceived because because remember I spoke about the artwork.
The artwork
The
would
artwork
be,
was so
if you
epic and whatnot. So just I mean,
yeah,
it kind of like misrepresented what it like.
yeah, it was oh my goodness, some of the stuff that you would see in the artwork. I remember.
All right, sir. So, why should I watch your channel? What's going on here? Could you please help me understand why I should subscribe and be notified in any kind of way, and why should I? What's the conversation that would make me want to give any kind of feedback or anything?
I wasn't expecting that kind of.
I know, I know. We throw curveballs every now and then.
Right, right. Well, if you yourself like this type of content, our type of content has to do, some of our content has to do with things that had to do with us, flashbacks, when it came to retro gaming, and just things in our lives, and how simple and how great of a time that we had, and how impactful games were to us. Good, clean, wholesome fun, and sometimes even a little dirty stuff. But if you like any of these type of contents, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave a comment. Tell us maybe something that was one of your favorite things that happened to you that maybe had to do with gaming, arcades, your first console, anything. Let us know in the comments, and trust me, we'll get back and we'll put it into maybe some of our programming and some of our conversations too, because maybe we had a similar experience. Once again, like and subscribe.
And what is the channel again, sir?
The channel is Who Knows.
But for now, I believe it's ndhdstudios. Studios.
Oh, now that is something different, sir. NDHD. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is the studio that will be producing a lot of content here on this channel and my channel as well. So look out for NDHD. Look out for Bruce Durham. Look out for Death Row. You're going to see a lot of us, and we'll see you there.
Well done, sir. I'll check you guys out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You do that.